Hello everyone, very good morning. Right, so we are back again and we'll continue what we were doing yesterday. So yesterday was a discussion about the concept of LLMs, and we have seen few theoretical parts in that which were remaining. And we talked about what is Hugging Face API and what is you can say different things you need to keep in mind while working LLMs. So I've explained those things in detail. And once you watch the video of the last two sessions, you'll be able to understand uh, a very in-depth knowledge about the LLMs, what they are, how do they work, and different type of LLM also we discussed. One was few shot, multi-shot. Then we had this, you can say RAG models. So in the RAG models, we have discussed how do they actually work. Yes, domain specific, right? So in the domain specific, we've seen that we have pre-training models and we have fine-tuned models, and then we have the RAG models. And we understood what they are and what specifically they do. We discussed mainly about that. So this is very important if you understand this part, where you talked about types of domain specific methods. And before that, I have explained you, we had multiple ways to use LLM in specific use cases. So one way you can use LLMs in zero-shot learning or multi-shot learning and domain specific. So it's saying that whenever you have been given an LLM, whatever LLM you take, either you take GPT or you take Llama or you take Gemini, any type of GPT that you take, which is LLM. So you can use them in these three different ways mainly. And what is the first method saying? First method is saying that you can use the LLM as it is. Whatever LLM is given to you as it is, you can use that. You just take an LLM and you ask a question or you give it something to summarize or whatever sentiment if you want to see about any particular statement or paragraph. You can use that LLM directly. That is what zero shot learning means. Means a LLM has been trained already by someone. You're just going to that LLM and asking question, doing your task, done. The second method says that multi-shot learning. That you take any of the LLM which is pre-trained, but instead of asking the question directly, you give it some examples. Two, three examples you give that this is the type of question I am going to ask, and these are the type of responses which are given for these type of questions. So you give few examples which are called multi-shot or few shot learning, and then you ask your main question. So you are taking a pre-trained LLM like ChatGPT or anything, but instead of asking question directly, you are showing that what kind of answer I'm expecting. And then comes the third one, which is domain specific methods. Domain specific models are we take the LLM, but we don't use as it is. We are going to fine tune it or we do some sort of engineering on that before we make use of that. So we try to make some LLMs domain specific. So when it becomes domain specific, then it is expert in one domain specially. It becomes expert in that. So when we talk about domain specific methods, one is pre-training, then one is fine tuning, and then one is RAG model. And out of these three, for now, you have to uh, understand this part, this one very properly, because when you go to interviews and when you're using these things in the real world, this RAG model is something you will use a lot because the fine tuning and the pre-training part is uh, a very large scale concept. If you talk about this fine tuning part or if you talk about this pre-training part, so this is a very large scale concept which is going to be done by a team when you go to a company. But when you talk about this RAG model, so RAG model is something which as an individual also, you can work with it, you can create applications, and you can make use of LLMs in the real world, right? RAG models. So RAG model says that they are an AI framework that enhances the quality of the responses generated by the LLMs by incorporating up to date and contextually relevant information from external sources. So the benefit of RAG model I have explained you is that RAG model is first a domain specific model. And it says that I will try to use the real world documents information which is up to date before I give the answer. So when you ask a question to it that explain me this, explain me that, so it will not give you the answer directly. It has been trained, it is an LLM, it knows the answer, but before giving you the answer, first it will go to some websites and documents, it will study that, and it will combine the new knowledge with the old knowledge and give you the best of both. And it will also show you that from where it has seen the latest information. It will tell you the name of websites and articles and everything, so that you can refer to those websites and article to be able to understand those answers more further. You can verify whether those answers are correct or not. It gives you those resources also. So RAG model is very powerful in the real world because the answers you can trust more, right? When you get to see the sources that from here we have collected the answer, so you can trust it more, right? So this is the RAG model. Now I have also written down few things that when to use RAG. You can go through that after today's session and you can see the theoretical part of it. So that is the thing we are mainly talking about. Yes. See, the perplexity I was talking about, that's just one website which I'm using to explain something, right? So in here, I have shown you two things. When does it work with RAG and when does it not use RAG? I have shown you both the examples in that case, right? So uh, those, if it is showing the list of sites referred, right? And when you see the resources, that is when it is using the RAG model, correct? So like one example was this. You see, I said to it that I want you to behave as a data science interviewer. Now ask me questions related to machine learning from very basic topics to intermediate topics. So when I ask this, now for this purpose, RAG model it will not be using. It can use the pre-trained one or the fine-tuned one in this case because it does not have to refer to any document as such. It knows what are the questions being asked in data science. Those questions are kind of same. If the chat GPT has been trained till December 2023, it is updated till December 2023. So whatever questions are there at that time, that is the same questions will be there. Something new might not have come up. So in this case, on the basis of the understanding, it might not use the RAG method here. But you see, if I ask about another question, that what is LLM? Can you give me some example of latest LLMs? Now here, it will use the RAG approach, RAG method approach, the find that domain specific approach, where it is now looking at the sources and it is giving you a list of all the sources which you can refer. So three websites here, and then it is saying view 12 more. You click on that and you get a list of all the websites and resources which you can also refer to be able to verify that information. So it is summarizing, it is going through different of those applications and it is summarizing that so that we can use it. Now, one interesting thing if I show that if I go here onto the main homepage of this Perplexity, so it is nothing but it is Chat GPT in the background. Whatever Chat GPT is using, Chat GPT, if you use the latest model, it will use the GPT 4o, right? So Perplexity is nothing but it is using Chat GPT itself in the background. So when I'm using this, you just understand that I'm using Chat GPT in an indirect manner. not in a direct manner, but indirectly I'm using the chat GPT only. Now, so here, what is the benefit you see? If I come to this main homepage and here I can ask any question or I can give any statement and I can say that please summarize this for me. Or I can give a statement and I can say that can you suggest me 10 more lines on the basis of this? Whatever question I have to ask here. Before that, you see, there is this option of focus. See, if I click on this focus here, so it will show me some options, correct? Right. So here we have academic, writing, Wolfram Alpha, video, Reddit. It is now showing some focus options. Focus option means that if I click on all means it has to search my question everywhere on the internet. But if I do this now, if I select the academic part, so whenever I ask something, it is only going to refer to research papers to answer any particular question that I am asking, right? It will not be referring to the random websites and it will go to all the websites to see something. It will only refer to the research papers which are uploaded on different websites to be able to give you the answers. So here now you can ask more technical questions related to maybe economics or biology or anything that a doctor would want to ask. So now you can focus on more technical part because when it is looking at specifically the research papers, so there is the research papers present. It is looking at that. Correct? Now, so these are the things I want to show you that you see it is now going into the fine-tuned approach and you can specifically look at where it has to focus. You can verify. Yeah, you can mention that if you want that it should give you answer by watching some YouTube videos. So when you ask something, it will not read the articles or uh, research papers. It will go and watch videos for you. It will take some time, but it will search for some videos on the YouTube, watch it for you, and then be able to understand what is mentioned there. From there, it will answer your questions. Right. So you see, it is so fantastic that it can even watch the video for you, summarize that for you, and then give you the answer that you're looking for. And then Reddit is one of the biggest websites where a lot of discussions happen, a lot of things are being shared. So if you want something to be fetched from that website, Reddit website, then it can focus on that also. If you click on writing, so it can help you for writing research papers or creative writing if you want to do. So you can just focus specifically on the writing part, and that will be very helpful for you because it knows that what is your focus point as of now. Right. So this kind of things will be coming to different LLMs. When I say LLM, I'm referring to Chat GPT or Llama or Gemini, whatever tools you see. So they will also be capable of doing this specified things so that you can get as accurate results in the real world as possible using these tools. Right. So they will become like a personal assistant to you for a very small amount, for a very small fee. You can get these personal assistant, the pro version of that, and that can help you for a lot of things. Right. Now, what is going to happen in the upcoming time that if you know the technical domain very properly, if you are very clear with the fundamental, you know what exactly is neural network, you know exactly what is CNN, RNN, machine learning concept, statistics concept. So on the basis of the fundamental information, you will be able to ask very good questions to these LLMs and you can get the answer. You can even make it write perfect code and you can complete your 4 hour, 5 hours work in maybe 20-30 minutes. And then the rest of the time you can focus on something else or you can enjoy your time. You don't have to spend that much time for this. See, what will happen? It is almost confirmed that after some time, only 4 days week will be there where you have to work for 4 days and you can enjoy 3 days because these AI tools will be helping for us for so many things that I can complete, you can say 10 hours task in maybe 2 hours or 1 hour. And that way, whatever we have to complete in 1 week, right? Whatever we have to do in 1 week, that might be completed in 3 days, 4 days, and that will be just as it is, right? So very soon, you are also going to see the 4 day culture around the world in different parts of the world because of these AI tools, and that is one of the good and positive points that is going to happen with the AI. So AI is not something that you should be very worried about. You should be only worried about if you're not updating your knowledge. As of now, currently, you cannot just study something once and then think that it will be helpful for you forever. Those times have changed, of course. But if you like learning, if you like a topic and you're very curious, you want to know more and more and more and more. So curious people will have a very big advantage over the lazy people and over the people who just take a topic for a job and they are not very interested in that. Right. And people will be forced to work on what is more interesting for them as compared to just looking for money or just looking for fancy job titles. And all of those things will start to come up into picture. Correct. But that's just the off topic part. Now, yesterday we discussed that we'll do some practical part and we'll see how we can use that. And once you understand these few practical part I'm going to show today, then you can understand how can these things be used to make an application of yours or a website of yours further, and where you can include the LLM capabilities to be able to make something like ChatGPT further. Correct. So what you can do is you can make your own software, or you can say your own website or your own Android or iOS application where someone can come and they can write uh, any topic about a YouTube video. So someone want to make a YouTube video and they have decided a topic around that. So you can suggest them the entire caption they should be writing or what type of you can say the front image, the banner image that is used, the thumbnails. So what kind of thumbnail they should be using, what kind of caption they should be writing, and what should be the exact title of the YouTube video so that it is going to be interesting for someone to click on that. So you can make any website or application where you can give these functionalities because of LLM with the use of LLM. And that way you can help many people and you can earn a good amount also. And these kind of applications will become very frequent. So people won't have to spend a lot of time like editing unnecessary part of the video or cleaning out the noises in the audio. All of these things, one by one, slowly by slowly, you will see that they will be done automatically by AI. So AI will be integrated in editing softwares or anything where it can clean out these things, and that will be very, very powerful. See, when those things will come, it is not like it will take away the creative approach. That is not going to happen. It is just going to remove the unnecessary things we were doing, the uncreative things we were doing. As of now, it will remove that and it will force us to do only the more creative things. Because we humans, anyway, should be doing something more creative. We should not be doing the repetitive task every single day. So, AI is going to remove that repetitive task and uh, force you to think more creative and focus on more creative part. That is what's going to happen. Now, so we talked about this. What is GPT? GPT is a generative pre-trained transformer, which was introduced in 2018, and that was to show how much NLP is capable of, what NLP can do in the real world. To show that information, GPTs were created. But the first one was launched in 2018, and it was quite weak. It was a very simple version of that. It did not have a lot of information. So since it was version one, it can do few basic things. It can do the question answering or summarization, but it was not uh, very detailed. So now after this, updations have happened, and nowadays we have more powerful GPTs, and that is what we are using. And then we said we have a lang chain. Lang chain is something we are going to study Now, LangChain is an open source tool, open source library, framework, tool, you can say, which can be used with both Python and JavaScript that can help you to integrate this LLMs to develop LLM powered application. So any app you can think of, any Android app or iOS app that can have the LLM capabilities to be able to do something. And that is what we are going to study now with the help of LangChain. We said that if I I can integrate LLMs that facilitate the integration of LLM to develop LLM powered applications. But from where we will get these LLMs, the pre-trained large language model, from where we will get that? So I've told you about this platform, which is called Hugging Face and OpenAI. These two platforms are there, Hugging Face and OpenAI. From these two platforms, you can take the LLMs, the ones which are pre-trained and created by those companies. On Hugging Face, you can get many LLMs, but on OpenAI, you can get the specific ones which are created only by OpenAI. So you should be focusing more on this since it has many more options as compared to just OpenAI website. And to be able to see that, you just have to go onto this website, huggingface.co. And yesterday I also explained about how can you make an API key to fetch the information, to fetch the LLM, and to be able to use that. Now see, if not done, don't worry, you can do it later. Today we will see just a version of that you can run after you have generated the key and you can use that. Now, starting the part of the practical, all of you now focus on this and let's understand how the things are going to be done. Let's take a look at that. The things are going to be very simple and don't worry about the code part too much for now. Just have a basic look at that. And after this, when you want watch the videos of the theoretical part and then you watch this practical part once again, then it will make more sense. You will be able to connect the dots more properly. So for now, just in a very overview, as an overview, just take a look at the code. Code is quite simple, 2 to 3 lines of code is there. Let's understand what kind of things we can do. The very first thing that we do is we install the packages which I'm going to use. So first I'm installing something called as a LangChain Hugging Face. It's an integrated version of LangChain with Hugging Face so that you can access the Hugging Face LLMs to be used with LangChain. So LangChain is something which is separate and Hugging Face is separate thing. These are two different companies which have two different products. So this Hugging Face is going to give you the LLMs which you want to use, and LangChain is going to help you to take those LLMs and do further things on that to fine tune it or to make an application of that. LangChain is going to give you the functionality to develop something using those LLMs which you get from Hugging Face. So from LangChain Hugging Face, from this package we have installed here, we import Hugging Face endpoint. That is the name of a function, Hugging Face endpoint, that we are going to use, and I'll show you where. Now, one important thing. Earlier, we were using Hugging Face Hub, which we were importing from langchain.llms. But now we use Hugging Face endpoint, not Hugging Face Hub. It has been updated. Now this thing is being removed. And instead of this part, we have this new function called as Hugging Face endpoint. I'm showing you this for the reason that if you take these code from somewhere on the internet, so they might have used this one. So you need to replace this with Hugging Face endpoint. Correct. That is the one thing very important you have to note, because this thing is being removed and after some time it will not work. So you better use the Hugging Face endpoint as at the place of Hugging Face up. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to take the API token, because when I am using LLM, so LLM is created by some company. So like Facebook has their own LLM, Google has their own LLM, OpenAI has their own LLM. So different companies, many companies are there, small startups, big companies. They have created different LLMs. The LLMs created by big companies, of course, will be very powerful because they have more data to be trained on. And the LLMs created by small companies might not be that much powerful, but that might be good enough for basic tasks in day-to-day time. I might not need so much powerful tool like GPT-4 or the latest version. I might not need that. So my task can be done by a basic LLM which has been created by some small startup. So depending upon the task, I can use different type of LLM which has different capability. You know, why I'm saying this? If you say you're using a simple LLM, so simple LLM will be working fast also. That will be light and fast. If you are using very large LLM model, you are importing a very large LLM model. So that will take more resources and more time also to be used. Correct. So if you don't need such a big LLM, if you want to do some basic task, you can use a simple LLM also, which has been created by different companies. Because you can see that you have more than 750,000 models are there. Correct. That is the thing. Now, one thing, please, before you start running this code, don't do this thing for now. Don't run this file for now because you have to run this on Google Colab. Don't run this on your laptop, otherwise your laptop will hang and you won't be able to watch this session. So don't run any of these lines of code for now on Jupyter Notebook. I'll explain for now and you can do that later on Google Colab. Don't do it on Jupyter Notebook. Correct? Now, so here what we are using is we are taking a Hugging Face Hub API token. What is this API token? So API token is what I told you that you have to go here on your profile. And after this profile, you have to go to the settings. And then in this setting, we have access tokens. I've given a link of this directly. Right. I've done this directly. And then you can use your own tokens here. Correct? You can click on your token and we have here. Now, so these are the API tokens we have. Now, whatever token you are going to take, you are going to paste that token here so that you can use it further inside of this. I have removed this token part for now because my token is something to be kept private. And you will, whenever you get your token, you can just paste it here. Now, let's move to the part where we are going to actually see these things. Now, LangChain provides a framework for developers to swiftly create LLM-powered applications. Using LangChain, developers can streamline the development process by providing several language models. A model in context of LangChain is any language model that is used to generate a series of words. So I'm saying that whenever you hear the term model, it means I'm referring to any LLM. Either it is small LLM or a large LLM. When we use the term model here, we are referring to a particular language model. Like if I go here, you can see there is a section on Hugging Face which is called models. If you click on the models, you would be able to see a list of all the models which you have. Correct? Here we have all the list of models. So you can see Stable Diffusion 3 Medium, Gemma 227B IT. These are the different things we have. Now, so here we have these models and let's take a look at two types